Высокие частоты, там нихуя не понять. С тобой впадло разговаривать, западло. Примите 9-9. Я всегда таким петушаром желаю 9-9.
Yeah, Dan, 4428 1664, giving you a call.
64 4428. Yeah, receiving loud and clear, Fred. How the devil are you?
Hello, welcome back to Fred in the Shed, or Fred up in his radio attic if you want to be 100% precise. On this video we've got a new CB radio pack here sent in via Retevis. Cheers, thank you very much to them. This is the MB63, a whole new radio to them. Entry level radio, AM and FM, no sideband on this one, but does have the 7 bands of frequencies, including the UK FM. Comes in at just over £50 on Amazon, or if you want the whole pack like I have here, an extra £30 gets you a centre loaded mag mount antenna. So that's what we're going to be doing. Stay tuned, let's unbox it and have a look. Let's have a very quick look what we get in the box. I don't want to drag this out for too long. Firstly, instruction pamphlet or instruction manual. Really clear. Really clear. I mean, this isn't a complicated radio. Oh, it's quite good. Look, it gives you all of the frequencies here for all of the bands if you want to sit down and learn them. And that's it, really. The rest of it is just different languages. It's going to be a very easy radio to use. We did test the MB62 radio from Retevis, and as I say, that was extremely easy to use. So here's the radio itself. Now, size-wise, it's small, but it's not micro. Some of these CBs have been getting a little bit too small for my liking. This one is 124 millimeters by 101 millimeters by 36 millimeters. So it's not a bad size, not a bad size at all. Now, straight out of the box, you can see really simple controls. A manual on-off switch and volume control, definitely like that on a CB radio. A manual squelch, big hit with me, that is. Does have auto squelch, and I believe you can control the levels as well, but having a manual squelch is so much better than up and down buttons. And that's really about it. A scan feature, so that's really good. Emergency channel buttons, AM and FM, and a PA. Does anyone ever use a PA system? Up and down for the channel select there, and then a menu system. Nice to see that we've got a proper 6-pin mic plug on this one, so you will be able to swap the mic out if you really wanted to use a power microphone. Radio itself, yes, nice quality. Feels quite nice. Decent sized speaker in the bottom, so I have that nice sort of hollow, bassy CB sound like you'd expect. So looking on the back of this radio, just the usual antenna socket there. There's the 239 extension speaker or headphone socket, a non-removable power lead, and I just noticed there's no cigarette lighter socket on this one. On the MB62 they had a cigarette lighter socket. Bit of a shame they've left that out. And no heatsink or anything on this radio, so it is just a standard 4-watt radio without a heatsink. I very much doubt whether it's expandable, so it is a completely UK legal CB radio. So that's that. Let's see what else we get in the box here. So here's the microphone. Not one I recognise. Let's get it out of the packaging. Okay. Yeah, a little bit small. Does feel. Oh yeah, it does feel very cheap. No channel up and down buttons, which is a little bit unusual. Yeah, that's not the best microphone in the world. CRT make a much better substantial microphone, plastic microphone bracket on the back as well. But it has got the 6-pin plug. So yeah, they've saved a lot of money on that mic. I don't like the PTT button. That feels really cheap. So a bit disappointed with that. I mean, hopefully it will work okay. I assume it's just a condenser microphone, but yeah, I'm not in love with the microphone. General packet here of a little spare fuse for the radio. It's only going to be a very low ampage. microphone bracket and the little screws that go in the side, and then the bracket for the radio itself. Nice to see that it's painted. If you're going to use this at home, yeah, nice painted finish on the bracket. So yeah, that's all quite nice, really. Right, let's get the radio set up, and then we'll set it up to my outside antenna. We'll go through the menu system, see what it receives, and then we'll have a look at the mobile mag mount antenna that's been supplied as well. So to access the 7 bands, you have to just hold down the AM FM button there and then switch on. And there we go, that's the EU band, UK, FM, Polish, Deutschland. So you've got 7 to choose from. I mean, channel wise, I mean, with AM and FM, you're going to be looking at, well, a good couple of hundred channels. We'll stick it on the EU band. Now I think you might just have to hold that down to select it. Okay, or maybe just switch it off, switch it back on. There we go. Straight in the EU band now. So like I said, you do have an auto squelch. I don't always get on with auto squelches, but I believe this one you can adjust the strength in the menu. Or just use the standard squelch. Very nice and smooth, the pots on the radio. Just looking at the controls then. So we've got the emergency buttons here. Channel 9, oh, it's got key beeps, we'll turn those off. Channel 9, 19. I believe if you hold that down, this will lock the radio. And then it's got a little microphone symbol, so that will be for the voice activated feature as well. Scan feature, really nice on a radio there, so just hold that down. Oh no, hold it down, that puts on the Roger beep. I believe there's 6 different Roger beeps, we'll have a look at those. And then straight away into scan mode. Now the scan, depending on the level of the squelch, will determine how the scan works. We can have a look at this anyway when we get the radio going. Just picking up static at the moment. So yeah, very useful feature. I'm going to say the display is actually really nice. It's very nice and clear. No frequency, of course, but you've got a decent display power meter here. And the digits themselves are very clear. I believe we can change the backlight when we get into the menu system. So on this side, AM, FM mode, and then the PA. I wonder if the PA does a talk back with the radio speaker so you can test the microphone. Should we try that? Should we hold that down to PA? PA, let's turn the volume up. Testing, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 test. Yeah, so you can hear your voice. You hear your voice through the built-in radio speakers. That's like a talk back. That's quite good. At least you know your microphone's working. And that's really about it. Channel up and down. So no channel controls on the microphone, which is a bit odd. Right, and then we've got the... I've got to switch those key beeps off, they're killing me. So into the menu system. So this is level of brightness on the display. Quite nice if you're going to use it at night. I think 2 is probably the best one now. Oh. Right, brightness. 9, I think that's the auto squelch level. I think that might be... Yeah, that's the auto squelch, so we can control what level of auto squelch, which is quite good because I don't get on with auto squelches. Well, we've got 9 levels of adjustment on the auto squelch. So that's really good to see that. Timeout timer, stop you going on to run. And this is going to be the settings now for the Vox setting. There's a delay on there. The microphone level, if you're going to use hands-free Vox. Roger beeps. I really wanted the key beeps. Beep, this is what I want. switch the blimming key beeps. Oh. I can't stand key beeps. Roger beep, key beep. Thank God for that. Okay, let's just go back to Roger beeps. So we've got 6, I believe. Oh, that's like the 9900 bleep. So that's a funky one. Number 6 sounds familiar. It might be a president or something. I rather like 4, very much like the CRT 9900 beep. And I think to switch the Roger beep off, you just hold down the button there. And that's really about it. Actually, that's it. There's not that much in there to worry about. If you're someone that basically, if you don't like a radio that's overcomplicated, then this is probably going to be the one for you. A little green light there is telling us we're receiving on AM. And then when you transmit, it goes red. So it's a standard 4-watt radio, this 4-watt AM, 4-watt FM. It's not moddable. There's no high-powered mode. Perfectly legal. So yeah, very easy to use. I mean, if you want a radio that basically was pretty much like you had back in the day. Some of you come on the channel and you say, Fred, I really want to get back into CB. I threw out all my old CB radios rather stupidly years ago. I've been on eBay. Do you think it's worth spending £50 or £60 on a used radio? I would say no. Seriously, 40-year-old capacitors that are dried out. Get one of these for like £50 if you just want an AM and FM radio. So I think we just have a little flick round on the Euro channels. We'll try some of the different bands. As I say, it has got seven bands. Sometimes you get things, the Polish bands can be quite active this time of day. But we'll have a little flick round and we'll see if it's receiving anything, and then we can hear what that speaker sounds like. Speaker sounds really nice, and this is what I'm saying, like, you don't want to go too small on these radios because they put in a tiny little micro speaker, but this one's got a nice bit of resonance to it. It's quite sort of bassy, a bit like an old-fashioned CB. This is channel 20 on the Polish channels, and it always seems to be active. It's a bit like their calling channel, and they just go on for forever once they start talking.
No sé si a mí me está parando. Hello, right back, Jimmy. Hello, right back, Jimmy. Jimmy off of boat is away from me. Jimmy. Jimmy off of boat is away from me. Urus. Radio. 9 minuti 29, Pernisco.
Now this is going to be my mobile setup. Now this isn't a normal situation. You'd normally have a car with a roof or a van with a roof, something like that. I haven't got that on this car, as you can see. So just go for something metal. So I've gone for the middle of the boot lid. Ironically, it'd probably work better on the bonnet if I was stationary. So I'm going to say that although this is a small little mag mount, for the size of antenna, once it's fitted, it does feel quite solid. To be perfectly fair. But let me show you how I've wired up the CB, because it doesn't come with a cigarette lighter plug. Now these little 4-watt radios, you can plug these straight into an auxiliary socket or cigarette lighter. They're only going to pull a maximum of 1.5 amps at full power. I wouldn't recommend you do this with a 10-metre radio that's more powerful, a sideband radio. All I've done though is I just had a little plug from another radio that I cut off, funny enough, and just attached it temporarily with one of these little connectors. If I was going to do this more permanently, I'd solder this up and make it a little bit better, but that's absolutely fine. So the antenna comes with a little Allen key, and you'll see there's a couple of little Allen key grub screws there. And normally there's about an inch of play up and down, and all you do is just trial and error really. You maybe set it at the lowest setting, check your SWR, and then just move it up 5mm at a time, move it up until the SWR starts rising, and then you drop it down, and in that way you work out your lowest setting. And once you've done that, you need to lock it with the Allen key. This antenna has a center coil, center loaded I guess, and as I say, the top section removes, which is quite convenient, and you just need to lock that with an Allen key. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'll do this off camera, and I'm just going to adjust my SWR to the best that I can get it. Now when you use one of these SWR meters, you first have to calibrate it. You have that in the FWD position. You key up and then you adjust the knob there just to get that on the infinity sign there, and then you can switch to the REF and then key it up, and there you go. And that's pretty good actually. I mean, as I key the radio there, it's barely moving. That's pretty much 1 to 0, almost 1 to 1. And that's with I've got the whip part of the antenna right at its lowest setting. That may change. I mean, every time you remove the antenna, you really should do this again. If you just move the antenna a few inches either way on its mag mount, it might affect the SWR. But I'm quite happy with that. Very happy actually. I mean, it's really hardly moving. Generally, as long as you're below 1.5, you're absolutely fine. So the radio should be receiving now. Now, how much range you're going to get out of that small antenna? Oh, that's me on the horn. How much range you're going to get on that small antenna? I don't know. 4 watts, probably local contacts. I would estimate maybe 5 miles, something like that, depending on if we're on high ground. If you go to a high ground area, yeah, obviously you might get 10, even 15 miles. But it's pretty local comm, to be honest, on a low-powered radio. So there you go. So we are set up for static mobile. I just need to wait now till the guys come on the radio, drive to my location, and then hopefully we can get a contact. So this is my setup in this, it's actually a car park, but it's quite nice in this field. So the antenna doesn't stand out too much because it's only 1.15 meters. Now Dan is over in that direction, and he's not that far away. He's probably about 2.5 miles, but we have got a lot of interference like motorways and things, and we have got some skip coming in today. So we're going to jump in the car and hopefully he'll be able to get a copy on us. Yeah, Dan, 444428 1664, giving you a call.
Yeah, receiving loud and clear, friend. How the devil are you?
Oh, I'm really good, Dan. I've got myself a nice little spot in the sunshine in the car. Yeah, you're coming through really nice, actually. Give me an over, and I'll give you a little signal report.
Yeah, okay then. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the sheep was sure to go. Yeah, 54321. Back to you.
Yeah, all copied there. Yeah, you're 9, Dan. You're signal 9, and yeah, radio 5 coming through on this little radio, quite nice there. So I mean, we're not that far apart, are we? So you would expect it. But how's the audio coming through? Is it loud enough? Back to you, mate.
Yeah, it's loud enough, Fred. You're only signal 5 on me, but that's probably because you're low power. But yeah, your audio is nice and clear, no problem. Not very loud, but loud enough to hear. It's clear. Radio 5.
Yeah, all copied. Yeah, cheers for that. Yeah, there's no mic gain on this one, unfortunately. I say it is what it is. But yeah, no, it's working. I say it's a very small antenna. It's literally just over 1 metre, so it's quite a small one. But I say it seems to be getting out okay. I'm sure it'd be fine for just local comms. Back to you.
Yeah, it's working fine.
73's there, Dan. So there we go. I mean, I think for the small size of antenna, I think that did pretty well. It's only a local comm, of course. Starting to get a little bit of skip come through though. Is interfering with Dan's signal at the end. That's just conditions. It's just conditions. But yeah, I think for sort of local communication, as long as you don't want long distance, the radio works quite well with that little antenna. Quite surprising, really. Right, time to head home.
Dan, 4428 1664, giving you a call.
1664 4428. Yeah, receiving loud and clear, Fred. How's the devil are you?
Oh, I'm really good, Dan. I've got myself a nice little spot in the sunshine in the car. Yeah, you're coming through really nice, actually. Give me an over, and I'll give you a little signal report.
Yeah, okay then. Maybe had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the sheep was sure to go. Yeah, 54321. Back to you.
Yeah, all copied there. Yeah, you're 9, Dan. You're signal 9, and yeah, radio 5 coming through on this little radio, quite nice there. So I mean, we're not that far apart, are we? So you would expect it. But how's the audio coming through? Is it loud enough? Back to you, mate.
Yeah, it's loud enough, Fred. You only signal 5 on me, but that's probably because you're low power.
Conclusion time then. What do I think of this little Retevis MB63? Well, I was impressed with the on-air performance. My own voice coming through my home-based radio there sounded really loud, really clear, no problem. I could hear every word. Dan also, in the other direction, he could hear every word on his CRT 9900. So no trouble with the on-air performance. It's also a very easy radio to use, and it's a radio that if you're not into sideband and you're not interested in foreign contacts and DXing, it's a nice little AM/FM radio. Very, very easy to use. Simple controls, manual squelch, which is always a good thing. Manual volume, again, which is a good thing. Criticisms, not really too many at this price, but I think there's a few things they definitely could do better. Firstly, concerns the power lead. Obviously, I had to patch on my own little cigarette lighter socket. They really should provide that, and then you can cut it off if you don't use it. I got a feeling its predecessor, the MB62. I did test it a while ago. I got a feeling that come supplied with a cigarette lighter auxiliary socket. It seems to be they've cut back on that. Maybe they've cut back a little bit too far, I think. Also, as I say, the microphone, I'm not in love with the microphone, if I'm honest. It's too light, and it's just doesn't feel substantial, but it did perform pretty well on radio. I mean, it certainly works. Again, I think they need the up and down button there for the channel. If you're mobile and you can use the Vox, you still need to go backwards and forwards on the channel. So I think, again, the MB62, in my opinion, had a much sturdier and a much nicer microphone. I think they performed about the same, to be perfectly honest, but just felt better in the hand. But that's really about it. I mean, it would be nice if it had some noise suppression, noise reduction technologies coming onto CB radios now, or even a high cut filter. But then again, the speaker's quite bassy, so it's not that it's too hissy or trebly. No, I think overall, I definitely recommend this radio if you just want a basic AM, FM, multi multi-band, not multi-mode, multi-band radio. Now, when it comes down to the antenna, it did the job, to be totally honest with you, but it is rather short. I mean, 1.15 metres. It's going to restrict the range somewhat, and I stand by what I said at the beginning of the video. I would say probably 5 or 6 miles in normal sort of urban conditions. That's probably the range you'll get out of this antenna, and it's sort of holding the radio back a little bit. For the money, if I was buying it, I would certainly consider this radio, but I think I'd probably miss out on the antenna. I'd go and look on Thunderpole or something, and I'll try and get a 1.5 metre or even a 1.75 metre antenna. You'll just get more range. I mean, height is might on CB antennas. But however, if you want a small little compact antenna, you don't want a great big whippy antenna on top of your van or on top of your car, then it done the job. It certainly did, and you can order it all at the same time. And also, it was very easy for the SWR. I mean, I barely had to adjust it, and it was straight away flat SWR 1-to-1. I couldn't really ask for anything better from that. So anyway, I think that's about it for the video. Nice little rig. Now, there is a second version of this. There's the MB63A, and that is a higher powered export version, which would not be legal in the UK, but we don't really worry too much about that on this channel. So I've put a request in for that, and I'm hoping they're going to send that one in, and then we can sort of do a test and a comparison. It's got a little bit more power. I mentioned that, I think, I might have mentioned it at the beginning of the video, I can't remember. So that will be coming in, hopefully, in a couple of weeks or something. So look out for that. But as for now, as always, if you're interested in this radio, you want to check it out further, there will be a link to the Retevis website down in the description. You can go away and have a look at that. I hope the video was interesting to you. Thank you very much for dropping by. I do appreciate your view time. I'm still a small channel, so I do appreciate every view. Thumbs up, there it is, from Fred in the Shed. If you get a second, if you could just hit me a thumbs up down below, I'd appreciate it. That helps me, helps the channel. But as for now, as always, please, please, please look after each other, stay safe, and of course, I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers, guys.